Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Travis back again here with Big Boy Toy Reviews, and this time we are taking a look at Kazuma from Scrido. Um, I think that's how you pronounce it. That's how I hear people pronounce it. When I first saw the anime, I thought I thought it was S.Cry.ed. I don't know what the fuck, where the hell they got Scrido from, but whatever. That's what I hear people call it. So, um, I guess that's what it is. But this is the one of the main characters of the show. His name is Kazuma. It's an awesome show. You definitely should check it out if you get a chance. This is actually him in his second form. I know it's weird to be doing a second form when you haven't done a first form, but I don't have him in his first form. So this is him in his second form. And let's go ahead and take a look at him. First, let's go ahead and take a look at the packaging. And it's this is an older S.H. Figuarts. So old that they had to explain here at the top of the box about S.H. Figuarts is a new standard figure series that incorporates the Bandai action figure quote-unquote art under the theme pursuing character expression through humanoid actions. So I don't know if this was like the first one, or I don't know, or if that's how they were explaining what S.H. Figuarts was back in the day. They don't do that now, but that was on there. So we got a nice little product shot there of the character. Got Kazuma's second form there along the side. Bandai, Kazuma there on the back, or excuse me, on the side. Here we go with some action poses there. Him jumping up in the air, saying something. And we got some accessories there on the side and some faces. And not too much on this side other than Kazuma's second form, nothing on the top. Some kanji at the bottom. And that's basically it. So, this guy comes with a good amount of accessories. So, let's get to it. First of all, he does come with an instruction manual. I definitely suggest you read this if you are getting him late in the game like I am. Of course, this was before they were doing double-sided English and Japanese. So, this is all in Japanese. But the pictures are self-explanatory. We'll start with this head, and we'll do a floating head style this time. Let's get some zoom action on there. Here we go, some focus action. Kind of just a still stoic face, just kind of looking straight. I do like the metallic paint that they used for his little hairpiece there, and right around the eye. And I assume like this little black dot here is supposed to be there because it's on all the faces, so it's not a nick. The hair is actually done really well for an older S.H. Figuarts. I think they did a good job on this. I think they did a really good job on it. So for an older S.H. Figuarts, I like it. I really do. It does look like the character. So that is always a good thing. Then he has a nice little yelling face here. Also done really nicely. Get a better focus there. There we go. Also done really nicely. I'll give credit to the fact that I can't even really say his mouth isn't as deep as the camera is showing off. So, but I'll attribute that to this being an older figure. So I'll just go with that. And then this is kind of him gritting his teeth, face with him gritting his teeth. And like I said, that little black dot is on that cheek part on all the faces. So all the faces look really good. They do look like the character, so that is a good thing. An alternate forearm piece. Now, if you haven't seen the anime, then you don't really know what is going on here. but it does look like what it is supposed to look like. The lighting isn't the greatest where I am at the moment, but this is all sculpted here on the inside, and if you can tell, let's see if I can, there we go. If you can tell, it is painted red on the inside to simulate like a glowing effect. It's not really glowing, but that's what it's supposed to be. So they probably could have did a little better metallic paint job in that, but the orange metallic paint is absolutely fantastic. If you have Figma Metroid, it kind of reminds you of that. His fists are done really nicely. Got the little spikes there on the side, nicely painted. The fingers are nicely painted. And you have to say, I can't really explain what's going on with this arm without this being a 30-minute video. Then he has these little pieces that goes into his back, which spin around. I think they spin around and helps him, helps that fist or that arm that I just showed you, do this little flying punch or whatever it is that he does. I don't remember the anime that well. I have to go back and rewatch it. This is an alternate version of that same piece, so that is also done very well. And then we have a couple of alternate hands. You saw this fist hand here already. He has another fist hand. He has another fist hand here that doesn't have the little opening there on the back of the hand. As you can see, I'll show you the difference. One has an opening, the other one doesn't. So that is the difference between those two. He has an open version of that particular hand as well. Also done very nicely in metallic paint. He comes with this alternate piece, which is effect piece, which is a translucent yellowish goldish cylinder, not cylinder, but circle, and it's nice and transparent and yellow and gold, and it's cool. Then he also comes with this translucent clear piece that I think is supposed to be like steam or something. So that is that, and then he comes with an alternate hand for his regular people arm. So that is that, and then I guess this is technically an accessory too, but it's kind of an attachment for other accessories to be attached to the actual figure itself. It came with this sticker. I don't really know what it is, but he came with it. Kazuma second form, kanji. I can't read that shit. It might as well say banana boat to me. So the figure itself is, again, it's an older figure, so I can't really judge it too harshly to today's standards. But even with today's standards, it is really nice. There are some parts that could be different. I mean, this collar could be a soft piece. It's not. It's really stiff. Nowadays, they probably would have made that shoulder piece there hinged, so you could get a little more articulation out of it, but it's not. Same goes with this one. It would have probably been some kind of hinge or something there. The neck to me is a little long and skinny, but that's not too bad. You do get a little gapping there in the neck, but not that much. Not any more than you would get with like S.H.Figuarts Goku's neck, like Teen Gohan. But the figure is done really nicely. I like the matte paint that they're using for his coat here, and his pants are done really nicely, nice and wrinkled. They could have done with a little shading. The little shading would have been nice as of right now I can't really see where they've done any shading, but a little shading would have been nice. But like I said, this is an older figure, so you can't really knock him for it, I suppose. Um, let's go ahead and get into articulation. So his head goes up this much due to the collar being stiff and his hair being really stiff. He can't really look up any more than that. He can look down about that much with before he has to use his neck. Then if he uses his neck, he can look down even more. Um, he can get he can't quite get parallel there because of this shoulder piece, but I mean that's decent enough. He does have a bicep swivel right there that's built in, double hinge elbows that don't really work that well, and this is an old figure and they're still using the same joint in the Dragon Ball Z figures. I'm just saying that's a little ridiculous that they're still using that. I can give this a pass because it's old. The new Dragon Ball Z figures, they're still using it. It's absolutely ridiculous. Ball joint, ball hinge there for the wrist. He gets a good amount. He has some good articulation for as far as abs are concerned. This upper, as you can see, is cut out. It's cut right there. So he does have an upper ab crunch that goes down about that much. He can get some side to side action with it. I'm trying not to move the bottom part. He can get some side to side. Can get some back and forth with it. But then when you throw in that waist joint, then he can just pretty much go limp anywhere. I mean, he's all around. You are going to get some gapping though, which older figure, understandable. As far as leg articulation, he can do the splits all the way out. This was obviously before they started doing that little drop down feature. He does have a thigh swivel that is built in. He can kick up quite a bit. All right. Double hinge knee, which is it's an ugly knee. Let's be honest. It's really not that great. It's okay for what it is. I tell you what, this is better than Goku's knee. I'll say that much. His foot can go up that much, but it's hindered by this the bottom of the pants, so it can't really go up much more than that. It can go down about that far. You do get some ankle pivot in it, and he has a toe hinge. Let me put him to the side really quick, and I'll try to throw some of, just kind of give you an idea of how some of these accessories go on. To be honest with you, this little hole here in the back, you really gotta work with it because it was really hard for me to get this stuff in, but once you get it in, you can kind of pop it in. So it does have like this little ball joint there, and it just pops right into his back there. The ball peg does seem too big for the hole, and it really is. So you just kind of got to shove it in there. But once it's in there, it stays. And so you get a lot of movement out of that ball peg there. So like I said, this is supposed to spin around really quickly when he's doing his move. So that is what that is supposed to be like anyway. We can take that off, and I'll show you how this pops off here. So this is the forearm that he came with in the box. Kind of like Mega Man, D-Art's Mega Man, although it's not nearly as loose as D-Art's Mega Man. It pops off right there at the elbow, and you can pop this more open forearm piece in. If I can do this on camera, it'd be nice. Let's see. Let's see if I can do this on camera. And it's looking more and more like I can't. I think I got it. For some reason, this one doesn't give you the satisfaction of a nice little pop to let you know that it's in there, but it is in there. So as you can see, it's a little more open. This particular arm is a double hinge. It has the same hinge as this one, but due to the bulkiness of his forearm here, you're really only going to get about 90 degrees out of it. But it's considering the size, that's not too bad. He actually has a better range of motion in his shoulder on this side of his arm, but that also makes sense because this is the more active arm for this character. And I also like how the shoulder is nicely painted in a metallic red, etched out here with like these little diamonds. So that's really nice. But that is how you do that. Let's see. We'll go ahead. Oh, I wanted to mention these faces. So one improvement that they definitely made in the S.H.Figuarts line is removing this face is extremely difficult because, and I'll show you on these alternate faces, look how deep that little slot goes, how deep it goes into the head. So pulling that out is not the easiest task in the world, and you have to do it twice. The hair piece is that long and the face is that long. So you get in trouble, you get scared because you're trying to pull out this hair, but this, although it being a little soft piece, it's still breakable, and you don't really want to have to pull from there. And so you kind of got to like wiggle it out, and it's still not quite coming out. And so you get to about right there, and you kind of got to be careful of this little bang piece and this little bang piece. It's just really hard. The directions suggest that I tell you, see the neck keeps coming out. The directions tell you to take the head off when you're swapping. And although it does make it slightly easier, it doesn't eliminate the major problems with swapping this face off, which is having to grab it from places that you don't need to. So what I typically do is try to pull from the top, from the bottom, but if you pull from the bottom, that peg is so long that's going into the back of the head that you could pull this up and snap that piece. So there's really no easy way of doing this. I mean, if somebody knows, please tell me, but I can't find an easy way to do this. And I've swapped these faces out a couple of times, and it hasn't gotten any easier. It really hasn't. So just bear with me here for a moment while I try to maneuver this, because it's not easy. Once you get one piece out, though, it pretty much guarantees that you can get the other piece. But see how deep, how far back that goes inside of the head? Look how long these pieces are. So that was definitely an improvement in the S.H.Figuarts line. And once you do that, you can easily pull it out, and you can get another face in there. Slide that face on in there, and you can slide the same hair piece back in there, and voila, you good to go. You got the new face. It's no different than swapping out faces on other figures. It's just really hard. Well, I guess I can't say that it's not different. And then when you're popping this head back on, you gotta kind of move that peg around, because the way that they have this carved out, it's long in the front and deep in the back. That's like carved lower in the back. So you got to get more leverage in the front to get that head on there. All right, so this piece, let me show you this piece real quick. So you got this piece here, and you have this piece here. So this piece, you slide this into here, like so. This goes into his back where those other pieces went. So you kind of pop that into his back. And you can do it this way, although this way is obviously more dangerous. So you want to actually pop this in there first. This seems to be bigger than any other peg. So, but I could just be tripping. It's probably the same size. You pop that in there like so. All right. Then you can go ahead, the piece, the end, the part of this little circle that is not etched out like that, you stick in this little peg here. That pops in like so. All right. Then you take this effect piece and you pop it into that piece. And that is pretty much how that goes. And again, I think this circular piece is supposed to be simulating this piece spinning around. I think that's what it's supposed to be, or maybe it's this longer piece spinning around. So, and then like the steam is coming out of here, and he's like flying and punching and trying to hit the guy that's he doesn't like very much, who I don't have yet. So I'm still looking for this line, still looking for all the figures in this line, but I don't have him yet. So with that exhausting review, this thing has been going on for 23 minutes, but this guy had a lot of stuff. All in all, I mean, this is a really cool figure, and I'm really happy that I got him, and I'm happy that I got him for the price point that I got him at. I had seen this guy going for upwards of, I don't know, $80, $90. And I get it. He's been out for a long time. So, you know, you might have to pay a premium for him. But thank God I didn't. I got him at Ami on sale for like dirt cheap. I can't even remember. I think it was like $28. Dirt cheap. Although paying for shipping is never dirt cheap. But, man, that is freaking it for the review. If you like the review, guys, please comment, like, and subscribe. Other than that, stay safe, keep collecting, and peace out.